Hello everyone, welcome to another Average Angler video. A lot of the people that are regular subscribers to my channel will know that I get that sponsorship from the Pellet guys from Tom Thick Ground Baits. But they do a wide range of products. So I thought, why don't I show you the ones that I've been using the most just recently. And the best way to show you what I've been using recently, and for you guys to know that it's exactly the truth, is for me to show you the parcel that's just arrived for me. This big parcel is what I've just ordered from the Pellet guys. So let's open it up and I'll talk you through the few products that are in here that I've been using a lot of. Let's have a look at what we've got. As you know, the Pellet guys do next day delivery on all their internet orders, but it is obviously not cheap, that service, so it's best to order in bulk. And because these guys are sponsoring me, I don't want them to waste their money on keep sending me products. So what I do is I try to order a big amount. It's going to keep me going for quite a while, so I'm not ordering every 5 minutes. So if you're thinking, well, there's a lot in here, that's why. But I mean, actually, you'd be surprised at how you get through bait, especially this time of year in the summer. Around here, lots of big carp venues, lots of fish feeding. You put a lot of bait in if you want to catch each big unit. So, right at the top of the bag, 5 kgs of Tom's Edge Mix. This is pretty much the only ground bait I'm using at the moment. If I'm after carp, I'm using this down the edge. There's lots of ground baits that you can use down the edge, loads of different products across everybody, all the different manufacturers. But when it comes to Tom's Thick's Edge Mix, you'll never find anything that's like this. You should just get it just to try it and just to smell it and feel it. It's totally different. It's thick and it's coarse, and it doesn't smell the same as other ground baits. And you think, oh, is this going to work? Is this going to work as well on the other ground baits? But you wet it, it sinks so well, and it just draws fish. It is brilliant at drawing fish. So I buy it in 5 kilos rather than having 5 little bags, because obviously it just works out easier and better for everybody. There's a video on my channel about me and Tom using this and me videoing him. It is a great product. It does draw fish, and all of it. Next product that I've got here is micros. And again, I've got 5 kg because I use plenty of micros. Well, this is something that not a lot of other anglers use, is aniseed. Now, we all watch these videos that the top boys keep coming on about. You can add stuff to your pellets to make your pellets stand out from everybody else's. Why should they come to your pellets over other people's pellets? And everybody's got their own thing, their own flavours, their own additions that they swear makes a difference. And obviously, if they all think theirs make a difference, they can't all be right, or maybe they can all be right, and actually you just need something to make your pellet stand out. I really like aniseed personally, and they do smell of aniseed, but I just feel like it's a slightly different. It's an old school edition that was used for breaming skimmers in the past. I don't mind catching those as well, and I've had no issues with it, and it just helps. And obviously when they're flavoured, it's like an oil, the substance that they get soaked in, and I think that helps with making them sink and making them prep better, because it just gives them more consistency. So again, gone for 5 kilos, because you know how easily you can get through micros. Put them on a method feeder. You might be putting them in down the edge at the end of the match, mixing it in with your edge mix or whatever. You can really ladle it in at times. So 5 kilos, I'll probably have to get some more before we get into the winter season, so you do get through them. So that's what I've been using, and I'm really happy with those. Well packaged products from the Pellet guys there. Right, last 2 bags in here are essentially the same thing, just in different sizes. So these are, it's worth mentioning just why we go to that. You'll notice that if you look at this bag, these say Skrettings 2.3mm sinking. I use Skrettings when it comes to my micros because they soak nice, and you can get them on to stick to a feeder nice. Also, often I might want to use them to draw skimmers, fish with skimmers, and I feel like, don't know why, but I do feel like skimmers like Skrettings better as a pellet, and the purpose of them is to soak up nicely. Normally you feed them soft in a ball on your method feeder or whatever, so that's ideal. So that's why I use those. Whereas the next pellet I'm going to show you is my 5 kg bag of 4.5mm sinking pellets, the original MB1. That's what they call the product, MB1. I think I can't remember what they are. I can't remember what that stands for. I should have looked at that before I started this video, shouldn't I? But they're like really sweet. It's a really sweet, carpy sort of thing you'd expect a boilie to smell like. and it's added to the pellets. Now, I didn't appreciate until literally the last match that I've just fished how much of a difference that this additive makes to the pellet. Okay, it makes it smell different. We've just been over that. Makes it stand out from other pellets, but that's not the main thing. It seems to make them sink better. So I've been waiting for this product to arrive because I left it too late to order, as usual. And so I was stuck because I needed the pellets that day, and I'd ordered them that day, and they weren't going to come till tomorrow, till the next day. So I bought some pellets from the on-site tackle shop, and they had a big sack of Coppins. Now I believe these are a Coppins pellet. It doesn't say on there, but I think that's what they are. I haven't been told that, but looking at them, they look like a Coppins pellet. Of the Coppins pellets that I bought, I threw them in, they were floating. Loads of them were floating. You might get an odd floater with this, like, you know, out of a handful you might get one. When I was throwing these untreated ones in, I was getting 10% floaters, and it was driving me mad. And so I was having to soak them before I dip them in, which is all time. You know, put them in the pot, soak the pot. It's all time. So something that's really opened my eyes, like not being able to use what I normally use and going back to something else and thinking, wow, that's a big difference. Do also open in 6 mil. I have also got 8 mils of these. I didn't order any on this occasion because I've already got some left over. Usually they're a hook bait, and I don't feed them quite as aggressively as I do 4 mils and 6 mils. So with these being a Coppins sort of pellet, they take a bit longer to break down. You're not really putting them on a feeder or anything, so you don't care. You might soften them up if you want to feed them for silverfish, but this time of year not really doing that. That's something that you would do sort of autumn or early spring if you're trying to get a good bag of silvers. Soften some pellets down and make them a bit more palatable. But this time of year, you're just putting our pellet in. The Coppinsy ones, in fact, the oil helps slow down the breakdown a little bit, I think. So they stay hard on the bottom, which is what you want. You're trying to single out the stamp fish. You want those chunky carp that like to feed on hard pellets, 4 mils or 6 mils. I often feed 4 mils and put a 6 mil on the hook, or sometimes I'll feed the 6 mil. Obviously, you know, it's like with hard pellets, you can use them in so many different ways. You can just feed them on the pole, you can tap them in for a pot, you can throw them in with your hand, catapult them around a swinging rig, a flicking rig, a slapping rig. You might be using them on the pellet waggler. So versatile, you can use them for everything. And these are very carpy, I feel, and I feel like that MB1 just makes me feel like I'm using carp fishing gear, and I'm really happy with the smell. When you open the bag, it's so nice. You're like, oh, that's beautiful. I hope that's, you know, showed a few people that I do use these products, that these guys, and these are the products that I do use. It's not exclusively the products that I use, but this is the time of year. I do have, and I do carry, I haven't ordered any because I've still got plenty, some of the Tom's Intelligence range of ground baits. I tend to have the green, but I don't mind using the plain or the black in certain scenarios. And I'll just keep that with me in case I feel like I've got to put some ground bait in down the middle to draw some silvers, or just to get a bite of anything, and I don't fancy mixing up some edge mix. I'll put that in. It's a bit finer and it's a bit more fish mealy. But that's it. They're the products that I'm using at the moment. I just thought I'd do a little quick video. You know, a little nod to the sponsors. Thanks a lot, guys. Catch you later.